Hello, I'm Nico Town, and today we're reviewing two sets from the Dino 2012 wave. The first is the Tower Attack, and the second is the Triceratops Tracker. Today, we're going to review both of these and see what fun dinosaurs, minifigures, functions, and builds that these have to offer. Comment down below your thoughts on these sets and any others from the series, which I unfortunately do not own. And with that being said, like and subscribe if you do enjoy, and let's get into it. The first of the two sets is set number 5883, the Tower Attack, which came with 136 pieces and originally retailed for $19. Which isn't the best deal, but again, you get the Pterosaur, which LEGO usually ramps up the prices when you include a big mold such as that. The set includes one minifigure, the Pterosaur, a small boat build, and the tower with a small dock. The character in this set that hunts down the dinosaurs has no specific name, but he has some nice printing on his torso with the symbol that the series has under his jacket, with some nice accessories as well with his helicopter outfit. This printing is continued on the back with the dinosaur symbol again and the rest of his strapping for his helicopter attire. He has no printing on his legs, but he does have this blaster which comes with the series with this gunmetal gray gun with the tranquilizer dart in light green. To finish off his helicopter pilot look, he has one of these aviation helmets with some goggles that can be moved up and down. This is the pterosaur of the set, and despite me not really liking these molded dinosaurs, this one looks great. Of course, it's not actually a dinosaur, it's a flying reptile, so you can flap both of its wings, which are full separate pieces that you can put on. It's only 4 pieces, but there's some nice dual molding in most of them, which look really nice. And then we have spots on the feet, which can grab onto minifigure bar connections. There's 4 studs on the top, and then this nice crest with some red detailing, and then some more brown with the printed eyes. Everything in this set is printed, so there are no stickers, which is a great plus. The beak is nice and rubbery, so it doesn't hurt any kids, and then you can open and close the mouth as you please. Here's the boat build. It has the main color scheme of dark red and yellow for the series. It has handlebars for the pilot to sit into, and it has some clips on the sides, which you can always add other accessories to. Pretty simple build, which you could have added some more detail, but otherwise it fits for the set. Finally, we have the tower itself, which will start at the dock. It has a ladder leading up to it, a little railing so people don't fall off, and then this little assembly here, which contains a walkie-talkie and an extra spot where you can hold the tranquilizing gun. And I'd assume, based off the series, this is like whatever they use to actually tranquilize it, so you could like refuel in this location. The dock itself can also come apart, and if you wanted to, you could put it on the other side of the build, which doesn't look as good, but you could always customize it to make it go on the other side if you please. It has a ladder leading up to its second floor, which has this really great printed piece, which shows the pterosaur being targeted. It does have these big pieces with crossbeams that create one of the sides, and then 2 more are used at the bottom building up. It then has a window, which protects it from this area, which has a fish to lure the pterosaur, and then some giant tree leaves from the palm trees. You can, of course, attach the pterosaur right here if you want, and this is to bait it in so it can be captured. We have some venting right here, a radar dish on the outside of the targeting place, and then we have this giant cannon surrounded by some lights, and this can be rotated around 360 degrees. It has some spikes and some more lights on it, and then if you press this right here, a net fires out to capture the pterosaur, which is a really fun play feature. There's some rock structuring down here under the leaves, and then in the back, there is nothing in this area, but if you wanted to, you could lodge the boat into the back of it for some extra storage. But other than that, I wish they would have added something else, as you are charging $20 and you still have about 70 pieces you could have used, and you still could have made the money with the dinosaur figure that you included, which made it that $20 price tag. The second set is 5885, the Triceratops Tracker, which has 271 pieces and originally retailed for $50, which is an abhorrent price. Even with the Triceratops here, it is not worth that much money. And I'm questioning why my parents bought it for us. Like, the Triceratops is cool, but wow, that is just not worth the price. With that being said, it includes the Triceratops Tracker itself, the Triceratops, and 2 hero minifigures fighting to capture these dinosaurs once again. So here is the first right here. He has one of those aviator caps, some dark tan plain pants. He has a belt with more tranquilizer ammo and the dinosaur team symbol, as well as some other belts like right here. And then he has his open arms, and then 2 more belts that are connected at this point, and another one of those dinosaur symbols. He carries the standard gunmetal gray rifle with the tranquilizer dart. He has his first face with a smile, which has some injury right there. And then if you turn on the back, there's one with surprise with even more injuries than before. The second minifigure has a black torso with a bunch of utility items on his jacket, where you can also see a couple grenades on his pants, as well as some printing on the lower part of the torso for a belt. He has his arms exposed, tan pants with printing this time, and then, like the other heroes, he has the standard tranquilizer gun. His face has a black aviator cap, and then he has some sunglasses with no alternate face on his backside. This is the Triceratops of the set, which is a great mold. I do like it. However, again, I think LEGO should be gearing towards brick-built stuff, and since there are still Triceratops molds to this day, I don't think that is happening. The parts in gray right here, the 3 horns, they're all in rubber except for the horns around the frill. There's this one main piece which you can move around to get some nice posability, and then you have each of the 4 legs which can move back and forth. The tail does not move, and then you have 6 studs on the top. The color scheme has tan, brown, and dark brown, which is a nice natural color, and the light gray for the rubber parts and the printing here looks very nice. And then there's some detailing throughout with that dark brown, which carries the rest of the design. Lastly, we have the Triceratops Tracker, which has 4 wheels and it can move nice and smooth. There are actually 2 sections, the first being the container itself, which is a pretty simple build with some lights on the back, as well as these constraints, which can be lowered to put in the Triceratops. And the Triceratops does fit nicely. There is a little bit of room to wiggle, but you can always put it down with the studs and keep it nice and secured. And then it looks pretty nice in here. And then you can also have minifigures hang off the back or the side, as these attachments are perfectly sized for minifigures to clip onto. And now onto the rest of it, which has a lot of stickers, which is one of the problems with the set. They do look nice with these claw marks and this pattern, which continues the yellow and dark red color scheme. And there's some more stickering here for some metal detail, but there's just too many stickers. I think this sticker is definitely important as it shows the dinosaur symbol and some markings, and maybe the license plate sticker as there's only one, but other than that, I don't think it needs that many. On either of the sides, there are these compartments for storage. There are 2 ladders on each side. This one has a shovel, and the one on the other side has an axe, and then there's an extra clip for the blasters that they have. And then this area has a couple details like that graded piece, and this follows on the front as well. The back has lights that are red for all 4, and then there's these bumper parts, which one of them on the front, as I showed earlier, has a license plate. The front has more detailing, with 5 of these ladder pieces being more of a grill, and then you have a secondary one using these sloped pieces, and then there's some sloping up in the front for the cockpit itself, as well as some of these lights, which are also sloped, so it has a distinct look. And then we have the last 2 play features, which is, of course, the cockpit being able to open up. And on the inside, you have a chair and a steering wheel, which is fine. And since this is older, that makes sense for the lack of detail in there. And then we have these flick fire missiles, which don't work with the tranquilizer holding it, as this stuff spins around really easily. So if you do try to flick it, you have to hold it for it to work. Otherwise, this is just ineffective. One last thing to point out is the spikes at the front, which have been often used in Hero Factory, and I would like these better if you could not see these blue Technic pieces poking out, which are kind of annoying. To wrap this all up, I do think these are fun sets. I definitely enjoyed them as a kid, but looking at them now, the prices aren't the best, especially the Triceratops Tracker at $50, which is a $20 price increase just for the Triceratops alone, which I do not think is worth it. The Triceratops Tracker does have a bit of downsides other than just the price, with the flick-fire missile function not exactly working and some of those blue pins showing, but the overall build is nice and I do enjoy it as a set, and understanding that it is over 10 years old does put that into perspective. The tower attack, while smaller, isn't the best price either, but it doesn't have anything that stands out to make me dislike it, and it is definitely the favorite of the two sets that I have before you. And with that, those are my thoughts on these two sets of the Dino 2012 series. Comment down below yours, like and subscribe if you have enjoyed, and see you guys next time. Then the beak is nice and rubbery so it doesn't kill any kids.